Hey everyone, welcome to another video. First of all, I must apologize. The content in this video is something that I briefly uploaded a couple weeks ago, but then I took it down to make some changes. So if you're one of the few who watched it a couple weeks ago, I apologize, and I can assure you that I have plenty of brand new content on the way even this week. Also, I just set up a merch store, so check that out if you'd like to support the channel in a different way. I love making content for you guys, and designing some merch is just another fun way for me to do that. I'll put a link to the store in the description below. Alright, let's jump into today's video. Hey everyone, I wanted to do something a little bit different for today's video. I've recently been getting really into Star Wars comics, so I thought I'd share one that I really enjoyed reading. On the planet Bryn, a conflict has arisen between the Priestess of Wood and the Metal Clan, two clans that represent very different types of society. Qui-Gon Jinn and his apprentice Obi-Wan Kenobi have been sent to bring a peaceful resolution to the conflict, but this would not be the outcome. Retreating from numerous enemies, Qui-Gon would tell Obi-Wan to ready the ship, and that he and the priestess were headed his way. Obi-Wan notices that the negotiations did not seem to end well. Qui-Gon responds by saying there is little middle ground between cutting down a tree and not cutting down a tree. The mistress Thayer tells Qui-Gon that they are surrounded. The Metal Clan is intent on either receiving permission to destroy Thayer's forests or simply kill her. But she challenges them by asking if they think they can face the might of a Jedi warrior. At this moment, Qui-Gon grabs her by the waist and leaps into the ship piloted by Obi-Wan. He tells her that he was sent to find a peaceful solution to her people's problem, and this is clearly not the time or place where such an outcome will occur. Through all the blaster fire, Qui-Gon and the Priestess of Wood make it safely into the ship. Obi-Wan asks where they are headed, to which Qui-Gon tells him they are heading back to Coruscant. Mistress Thayer tells Qui-Gon she cannot just abandon her trees to the Metal Clan, but he reminds her that by her own laws, the Metal Clan would need her dead or her permission to harm the trees. For now, they will have access to neither. The Jedi fly an angry priestess into the atmosphere of Coruscant, where she is disgusted by the lack of trees and plant life. She tells Qui-Gon that she will only be safe when all of the Metal Clan is dead, and he should strike them down with his lightsaber. But Qui-Gon tells her that he is a Jedi, and this is not the way of the Jedi. She proceeds to call him a coward, hearing that the Jedi were great warriors, but he ran at the first sight of fight. Later at the Jedi Temple, Yoda requests that Qui-Gon give his report to the Council. Looking over the cityscape, Qui-Gon is clearly conflicted. He responds by telling Yoda that Obi-Wan has already filled out an extensive report, and that surely Yoda did not seek him out for that. With his true intentions exposed, Yoda tells Qui-Gon that he senses great turmoil in him, and that this turmoil has been around for a while. Qui-Gon admits that he has had some concerns for some time now. Yoda assures him that he is not a coward for running, that he had to leave the planet. But Qui-Gon tells him that Thayer calling him a coward is not what bothered him. He was bothered when she called him a great warrior. He goes on to explain that even on Coruscant, there are many misconceptions of the Jedi Order's purpose. Some think they're soldiers, while others think they serve the politicians. But one thing is certain, there is rarely mention of the Force. Yoda tries to explain to Qui-Gon that the Force and Force users often remain mysterious to those who don't use the Force. Yet Qui-Gon believes that the Jedi's actions reflect their purpose, and that the placement of the Order in the capital is part of the problem. The Jedi are used as a weapon of the Republic, and perhaps the Order even sees themselves as such. Yoda assures Qui-Gon that the Council would not agree with this belief. Yoda follows up by telling Qui-Gon that deeper answers to his questions must come from the Force. Qui-Gon decides that such a communion with the Force won't happen on Coruscant, so he hops into his Jedi starfighter and lets the Force guide his destination. He is guided to a planet with no evidence of technology, but rather an abundance of life. It is a beautiful planet, but there must be more to it than that. Qui-Gon senses there is darkness and corruption on this planet, and wonders if this is why the Force led him here. He finds a dark monument and begins to meditate. Suddenly he's surrounded by creatures that formed from the red vines in the ground. Igniting his lightsaber, he quickly cuts through the corrupted beings. And looking down at the slaughter, he sees faces, not of corrupted creatures, but of innocent beings. He looks in horror at what he has done, and slowly the vines begin to corrupt him. He's becoming the very thing he destroyed. Qui-Gon abruptly wakes from his meditation and realizes this was just a vision. He notices that the world around him begins to balance. Light has entered. He sees that violence is what plants the seeds of the dark side, and if left unchecked, the Jedi could become the very thing they swore to destroy. Qui-Gon understands that balance is the key to everything. Returning to Mistress there on Coruscant, he tells her that while she is on Coruscant, she should form alliances with others who have faced similar conflicts. She does not like this idea, saying that outsiders would destroy her people's way of life. But Qui-Gon assures her that making these alliances would not do that. Not if she can find a balance in these alliances. Reluctantly, she agrees to do this. Back at the Jedi Temple, Qui-Gon tells Yoda that his trip off-world provided answers, but also many questions. Yoda tells him that questions are good and that a lack of questions leads to arrogance, which leads to the dark side. And the Jedi must not bend to the dark side. Qui-Gon agrees and says there is no balance in the consuming nature of the dark side. A Jedi's purpose is balance. Hey, well, I hope you enjoyed this comic. I've always found Qui-Gon Jinn to be a really interesting character. I thought this comic did a great job of highlighting Qui-Gon's conflicted feelings regarding the Jedi Order's role in the galaxy. Long before the Clone Wars, Qui-Gon was uneasy with the title Warrior. But imagine if he was alive when the Jedi became war generals. I wonder if Qui-Gon would have left the Order at the onset of the Clone Wars. Hey, maybe that's a video for another time. Drop a comment below and tell me your favorite Star Wars comic series, and I'll catch you in the next video. May the Force be with you.